Hello, and welcome to this installment in our Slate demo series, utilizing liquid markup for loops. My name is Canty-Lane, and I'll be your presenter. I am a front-end team Slate strategist at Carnegie with about 10 years of higher education experience at various institutions prior to joining Carnegie in 2022. My persona is the humorous and considerate patron. Our goal for today will be to learn how to create, configure, and execute a liquid markup for loop to iterate over query data in an HTML environment. On our agenda today, we'll be looking at what is liquid markup and liquid markup looping, as well as liquid markup looping configuration and best practices. So, what is liquid markup? Liquid markup is a template language originally created by Shopify. A template language allows you to create a single template to host static content and dynamically insert information depending on where the template is rendered, sort of like a mail merge in Microsoft Word. For example, using the deliver module in Slate, you could create a letter that is meant to be sent to any student with an application status of awaiting materials that hosts all of the standard attributes about that student, such as their name, their email, their student ID, their missing materials, etc. That template can then dynamically render those attributes with the appropriate content, depending upon the student receiving the letter. Liquid markup looping can take this concept one step further. Using a liquid markup for loop, you are able to iterate over data for which there might be more than one row pertaining to one record, such as checklist materials. A liquid markup for loop is best executed using a subquery export with a dictionary output type. The dictionary type creates rows of key value pairs that are referenced in the for loop. The keys in this instance are the names of the exports within the subquery export, such as checklist item status, checklist item subject, or checklist item date received. It is important to rename these as computer-friendly names. That means no spaces or special characters. Dashes and underscores are permitted, however. The value is the value that accompanies that specific key. To show checklist items for a given student, be sure to create a subquery join to the checklist table within your subquery export. Filters can also be added to this subquery export in the event that perhaps you only care to show checklist items with a status of awaiting. Without the filters, the for loop will show any and all checklist items, regardless of status. The liquid markup for loop is best organized visually using a bulleted or numbered list, or even as rows in a table. Today, we will view an example for the bulleted list. For a bulleted list, you will need to start as you would with any bulleted list with an opening UL element tag. Instead of typing out each LI element, however, this is where your liquid markup for loop will begin. Start the liquid markup for loop by typing open curly brace, %, for item in checklist, %, close curly brace, where for and in are both keywords that must be included. Item is any word you'd like to use, and checklist is the name of the dictionary export you established in the query. In a list of awaiting checklist items, you may only need to show the item name. So your next line of HTML will have an OpenLI element tag, followed by double curly braces, just like if you were making a merge field, the word item, or whatever word you chose for that element, dot or period, and then the name of the export within your subquery export, followed by the closing line element tag. This ensures that each bullet produced is a new row from within the checklist item dictionary export. The liquid markup for loop then needs to be closed with the code open curly brace, %, end for, %, close curly brace, and the bulleted list thereafter using the closing UL tag. Your code should look like lines 11 through 17 in the code shown here. Be sure to save your work and have a look at the rendered product. The bulleted list produced should mirror the checklist items for the student being shown. Thank you so much for joining me today in this demo series video on liquid markup for loops. If you have any additional questions, you can always reach out to us at carnegiehighered.com. Thanks.